Okay. So today we'll discuss about trends in HDL. Okay. So how this language should be trend setting in the market. So why for this language have a more competition in the market? Okay. So that should be we are calling it as a trend. Okay. So I think so why Verilog is very important language in the market. So there are three benefits we are getting. So those are the three very important benefits. So which all are the three benefits? One should be so whatever circuit we are designing manually, it consumes very what large area. To design any circuits manually, we require maximum area, large area we require. So same circuit, if you are designing by using Verilog HDL, then that should be consumes very less area. So because of that reason, this language should be a trend setting language in the market. That is a one thing. Next one thing. So whenever any circuit should be designed by using Verilog HDL, it will consume very less power. Okay, so any circuit you have designed manually, those circuit consumes more power. Same circuit should be designed by using Verilog HDL, then that circuit will consume very less power. So because of that reason, this language should be a trend setting language in the market. Okay, so after that, third one should be here. So this one should be for learners. For learners, this language should be very easy. For the beginners, so this language should be very easy. So because of that reason, this one should be what trend setting language in the market. And also here, so one thing I think in last class we have explained, that is RTL coding. So here, if you have gone for any languages, we are not using RTL coding. I think in last uh, class, so after completion of last class, I have uploaded one PDF. In that PDF, I have uploaded the architecture. So with some diagrams. So you can see that PDF. So that architecture, that design flow will understand easily whenever you have seen that PDF. Okay, so there you can check it. So first in 1956, so we have for storing purpose we have a large database, but nowadays you can check it. So we are getting micro SD, micro memory cards, micro memory cards we are getting. Okay, so how we are manufacturing that micro cards, micro SD cards? So those are because of Verilog HDL. Okay, so because of that reason, so these three reasons, this language should be a trend setting language in the market. Okay, so here, so after that here there are many new concepts are there. So I think I have written there. So we have so whenever we have a logical diagram, so that logical diagram should be converted in terms of code easily, but by using any other languages, we have any diagrams, we cannot write it the programs. Okay, so by using Verilog HDL, we will write the code easily whenever we have any diagrams, any representation is there. So we will easily we can write the programs. So this language should be trend setting language in the market. Okay, so after that, so what we will do, so next concept we will discuss, that is hierarchical modeling concept. This is the second half. Okay, so this is a second half. First concept we have called it as hierarchical modeling concept. Okay, so what is hierarchical modeling? So first we need to discuss what is hierarchical. So whenever we are doing any work, we have some hierarchy. Hierarchy is nothing but protocol. Some protocol is there. If you want to execute any work, so if you want to execute any work, we have some protocols. We need to follow those protocols so that we can execute it easily. Okay, so here also, whenever we are writing any programs, we have some protocol. We have to follow some design hierarchy. Which are the design hierarchy we should follow it in Verilog HDL? Okay, so that should be, we are calling it as hierarchical modeling concept. In your exam, this question should be appear for 10 marks. So explain the design methodology used in Verilog HDL, or otherwise design hierarchy, or otherwise hierarchical modeling concept. Okay, so here, so there are two basic types of digital design methodologies. Whenever we have any digital circuits, if you want to design those circuits, so at that time we have two methodologies. We should follow the two methodologies. Which are the two methodologies? One is we have called it as top-down method design methodology. Second one is bottom-up design methodology. Okay, whenever we are, I think in your logical design you have designed the all the circuits, but you have not studied the methodologies there. So which are the, so same circuit, I want to design a full adder. I want to design a full adder. Here also we are designing the full adder. So which are the design methodology we should use to design the full adder circuit? Okay, we will design by using top-down design methodology also. We will design by using bottom-up design methodology also. Okay, so what we will do in top down? Top down is nothing but what? We have to take first top level top block. Top block we should take it. So by using the top level block, we should come to the what? Last cell, leaf cell. From top to bottom, top to down, we should come it. Next, the second one is from bottom to up. We should go it. So I think all of you have seen the staircase. Staircase. Here also we are using staircase concept. Okay. So here, what is top down? So we'll give one better example also. Okay. So after explaining the standard block diagrams, this one should be whatever we are showing on your PPTs. That should be a standard block diagram. Okay. So what are the blocks should be present in the top down? Okay. So first we will take a top level block. Top level block is nothing but, so in your mind we have to design any one circuit. Yes, in my mind I have to design a 4-bit full adder, 4-bit full adder circuit. So at that time, so 4-bit full adder is a top level block. That is a top level. I want to design a 4-bit full adder. Okay, so that is a top level block. So that is a what? Top block. So because of that reason, that should be a top level block. So if you want to design a top level block, so what all are the sub blocks? What all are the sub blocks we require? That is so for designing 4-bit full adder, we require 4 1-bit full adders. By using 4 1-bit full adders, we are designing the 4-bit full adder. Then only it becomes 4-bit full adder. That 4 1-bit full adder are the sub blocks. Is it clear? That 4 1-bit full adder is the sub blocks. So what should be the next? So for designing 1-bit full adder, we cannot design directly 1-bit full adder. We cannot design it directly. So 1-bit full adder should be designed by using some basic gates. Full adder should be designed by using AND, OR, and inverters. So there are some logic gates. We will take it by using that logical gates. We will construct the full adders, or by using XOR, by using half adders, we will construct it. Next, half adder is a top level block. For designing half adder, we require next sub blocks. We need to draw it. Whenever we have top level, so last stage. So if you cannot construct any blocks from that block, so that should be a leaf cell. That should be a leaf cell. Up to that, we need to draw the blocks. So because of that reason, first should be top level block. Next one is sub blocks. Next one is leaf cell. Leaf cell is nothing but, so that should be a last cell. We cannot design further. We cannot get the any further blocks. That should be a last. That should be, we are calling it as a leaf cell. Okay, so this one should be a standard block diagram from top to down design methodology. Okay, so we will take it one example. I will explain one example. Okay, so I want to design a 4-bit full adder. How will you design 4-bit full adder? Anyone? How will you design a 4-bit full adder circuit? I want to draw the 4-bit full adder for design hierarchy in terms of top-down design methodology. Any circuits we will draw using top-down. Which one should be top level block? So 4-bit full adder is a top level block. Okay, so you can draw the block, and within that block you can write it. That is a 4-bit full adder. So how will you design 4-bit full adder? So directly we cannot get a 4-bit full adder. So full adder, 4-bit full adder should be constructing by 4 1-bit full adder. So 4 1-bit full adder should be a sub blocks. So at the time 4 blocks you can write. So within that block you can write it 1-bit full adder, 1-bit full adder, 1-bit full adder, 1-bit full adder. By using that 4 1-bit full adder, we will construct top level block. Top level block is 4-bit full adder. Next, after that, so 1-bit full adder, we cannot get it directly. So we require some sub blocks. So which are these sub blocks we require for constructing 1-bit full adder? We should draw it. So those are the sub blocks. Okay, so 1-bit full adder having sub block should be what, half adder, and next what, AND gate you can write it. One half adder and it should be connected to AND gate. We will construct 1-bit full adder. Okay, so next after that AND gate should be directly, we will design it. We cannot require any what, further blocks. That should be, AND gate should be a leaf cell we will call. Next, half adder we have written. So 2 half adders we require, 2 half adders. So whenever we have 2 half adders and one OR gate should be a one full adder. Next, after that, so one half adder, 1-bit half adder, we cannot design directly. So 1-bit half adder should be designed by using what, logic gates. So which are the logic gates we took it? So write it. So one is AND gate and XOR AND gate. One block you can take it. So within that block you can write XOR and AND. So that should be a what, top-down design methodology. Okay, so that should be a design hierarchy. So whenever we have gone for logical design, so in logical design, whenever which procedure we are using for designing any circuit, so that should be drawn using block diagrams. That should be called it as design hierarchy. Okay, so which are the design procedure you have followed it? So that should be represent in terms of blocks. That should be we have called it as design hierarchy. Okay, so is it clear? Top down design methodology, is it clear or not? Hello, hello, anyone can reply. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, so next what we will do is, so another one example I will give you. So I think in your PPTs I have shown another one example. So that example should be 4-bit ripple carry count. So which all are the sub blocks we require for 4-bit ripple carry counter? I think in your LD, in your logical design, you have studied for constructing 4-bit ripple carry counter. So which are the sub blocks we require? In block diagram. So here you can check it. So I will explain. So so we will draw the top-down design methodology for 4-bit triple carry counter. So here I have written some sentence. You can check it. In top-down design methodology, we define the top-level block and identify the sub-blocks necessary to build the top-level block. Already I explained. So after that, next we further subdivided the sub-blocks until we come to leaf cells. So which are the cells that cannot further be divided? That should be, we are calling it as a leaf cells. Okay. So next we'll go for another one example. That should be a 4-bit ripple carry counter. Okay. So I think in your PPT you can check it. So that should be a block diagram of, or that is a logical diagram. That is a logical diagram of 4-bit ripple carry counter. Okay. So here, so 4-bit ripple carry counter should be designed by using what? 4 T flip-flops. So we require 4 T flip-flops. So by using 4 T flip-flops, we will construct the 4-bit ripple carry counter. Okay. So after that, for flip-flop, it should have input signals, clock and clock and another one should be reset. Okay. So here, so I want to draw the what is the construction and operation of 4-bit ripple carry counter. Already you have studied in your what logical design. So only I will explain the top-down design methodology. So how we need to draw the top-down design for 4-bit ripple carry counter. Okay, so these are the sub blocks. 4 T flip-flop should be a sub blocks. So top level block should be a 4-bit ripple carry counter. After that, so T flip-flop, we cannot design directly T flip-flops. So T flip-flop should be designed by using D flip-flop with NOT gate. Okay, so I will show it in your PPT. You can check it. So T flip-flop. So here I have drawn the top-down design methodology. So first I want to design a ripple carry counter. You can check it. Top level block should be a 4-bit ripple carry counter. For designing 4-bit ripple carry counter, so we require 4 subblocks, 4 T flip-flops. Subblocks is nothing but 4 T flip-flops is a subblocks. Okay, so I have shown the 4 T flip-flops. Next, T flip-flops we cannot get it directly. We cannot design directly. So T flip-flop should be designed by using one D flip-flop and one inverter gate. Okay, next for constructing D flip-flops, so which all are the basic gates we require? You should write it. Okay, so this one should be, we have called it as what? Top-down design methodology of 4-bit ripple carry counter. Okay, so here, so any doubts in this concept? Any doubts in this concept? Top-down for any circuits, can you draw the top-down design methodology? Or any doubt in this example? Can I explain 1 second this example? Any doubts?
No, sir, it's clear. No, sir.
It's clear how to draw the top-down design methodology for any types of circuits. Can you draw it easily? So if you are very much perfect in logical design, 100% you will draw it. 100% you will draw the circuit diagrams or what design methodology. So which procedure you are used for drawing? If you are very much perfect in designing, 100% you will draw the design. Okay, so in your internal will get a question. Okay, so be prepared. So next what we will do it, so in next class, so we will end up today class. So in next class we will go for bottom up design methodology. Okay, so tomorrow what we will do it, so today we will give you some exercise. So you should do that exercise and what complete it and send the that PDF to my WhatsApp number. Okay, so take it. So first one, draw the, take all of you note down it, draw the top down design methodology for following circuits, for the following circuit diagram. First one, 4-bit full adder circuit. Second one, 4-bit ripple carry counter. Do the designing. After designing, you should draw the design methodology. So without designing, don't do the directly top-down design methodology. Okay, so do the designing. So after completion of designing, you should draw the top-down. Okay, next, 4-bit full subtractor. Third one, 4-bit full subtractor. 4-bit full subtractor. Okay, next, fourth one, 4-bit parallel ladder. 4-bit parallel ladder. Okay, so these 4 circuits you should draw the what top-down design methodology and send that PDF to my personal WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you.